Everybody.
So everything she's doing is for attention, for shock factor, putting feces on or throwing herself out the car when the car moving. Comparing her to the movie The Orphan. And like, dang, like she was just this problem child, you know, giving them all this grief. And now watching a backstory and hearing her speak.
Thank you for the nutrients this morning. Thank you for
You can't control it. You can't do nothing about everything. These people had a whole menace in their house and wasn't nothing they could do about it. Now they facing jail time.
I got took the little girl back.
To say all the measures that they went through, like ain't no way they didn't think of taking her back.
They should have took. They said they didn't ever during that process.
They didn't ever think about taking her back?
That's what the man said. No, he just made the statement that he didn't.
They just wanted to be in the abuse.
Yeah.
They never said that.
When that little girl was reaching in her pants and putting boo-boo and peeing on the little boy, that son, she'd have had to go. That says something about
Going to protection mode to protect the kids from her, to keep them
that little girl
apart.
was in their room with knives, so they say. But then she could have had the knives to protect herself from the mama.
So, baby, it's something in there, but
It's orange juice. It's real squeeze, fresh squeeze.
okay, I was gonna say it was also in the bottle. My cup play nasty.
I know what it's called. Orange juice particles. As long as there ain't no fruit fly.
Right. I have been watching the show. I have been enjoying the show Natalia Speaks because I remember when this first came out, and I of course, didn't know the background story, but I remember hearing about this. I guess it was probably when parents got arrested. And I was like, this little person, and you know, I mean, it just...
Don't judge a book by its cover.
It just sounded outlandish. So I was like, what the heck? But it's been years ago. So I forgot about it. But I remember them comparing her to the movie The Orphan. And like, dang, like she was just this problem child, you know, giving them all this grief. And now watching a backstory and hearing her speak, I always feel like it's some truth to every lie.
No, of course.
Every lie, anything that anybody say, you gotta dig for the truth in it. And like, what part is true, what part is exaggerated. So like, even hearing her speak, she confirms a lot of stuff that they're saying, but then she tells kind of like, well, why? And then the further the show goes on, they show more abuse. And then I saw something that they tried to seemingly hush, where it sounded like he was trying to trap the mama into saying something because now the divorce is going and it's dirty.
He trying to save himself. He know they ain't trouble.
He trying to save himself, and he talking to her about abuse. And then she says, she drop a bomb like, and her always wanting you to sleep in her room. And then it like cut. So I was like, so they were kind of building it up to me to show where she was sexually like just very
around everybody.
Yes. Like she couldn't be around boys. So to have her in that state around the neighborhood with the little bitty kids, imagine her in that house with three little boys and a adult male.
Right.
You can't watch everybody all the time.
Right.
So I feel like that's why I can't wait to finish watching it to see.
They've kind of slowly gave, like you said, little tidbits, little pieces of information here and there to make it suggest that there was some sexual activity going on. Because the mama said she's been sexually active before. She's held knives up to me and tried to kill me. Like she didn't say with who though.
And that ain't,
the fact
and
that
saying she ain't as innocent as you think she is.
Right. I think they tried to really push her age up so that they wouldn't get in trouble for all the stuff that was going on in their house. Like, think about R. Kelly. during the time when all that stuff was going on with the underage kids, it was the reason because they were underage kids.
That's the only reason.
But
because
if
they
the
were
ages
minors.
were 18, all that would have been legal.
Yep.
So these people, they got the same type of crazy shit going on with a minor, and they try to force this girl's age up, then put her out and put her in an apartment
By herself.
by herself after I guess they done with her.
She got to fend for herself. It's too much going on over here. I'm trying to save my family now. I got this boy here, he a genius.
Right.
I got 2 more little ones that
Looking up to the big brother.
yeah, we still got to take care of. But this one decision that they made as a couple, as a
Changed the
family,
trajectory of their whole
they whole
life.
like brought them down.
Yeah.
Brought them down. They went from
Not even a birthed kid.
yep.
People with money do sick stuff. And I think they just happen to get caught.
So you don't think that, because it's showing how much they tried to do to get her help, taking her to the stress center and all these different places that they was trying to scream out for help. Look, we don't know what to do with her. Help. The people there was like, here you go. She coming on to all the male nurses and the male staff that work here. She trying to compromise them for sex.
Right.
And they like, she can't stay here.
She got
This is at the hospital.
They put her out. They put her out.
And say, here you go.
Yep. Come
She's
take her
your
back.
problem.
And they say she do need help. Well, yeah, she in the right place. Nah, she ain't in the right place.
She
Matter
can't
of fact,
stay here.
it costs too much money for her to stay here and you can't afford it.
Right.
Ain't no government programs.
And also, trying to protect their staff because they like every male she had been around, she had propositioned them.
And they said they heard her talking sexually to males.
Yeah.
And I think she was prostituting herself out up there, but they didn't want to
She
say
just
it
wanted
because
some
then
type
they
of-
gonna be under investigation. But they did say enough to let you know if you keep on asking, you're gonna find out something.
You gonna fuck around and
You
find
gonna
out.
fuck around and find out. For real.
Babe, she was over there trying, and then she ain't but 3 feet tall and disformed. So to me, that screams that she trying to get some type of love, some type of affection.
Well, yeah, you can look. Her mama left her when she at birth.
Everybody has abandoned her.
Everybody.
So everything she's doing is for attention, for
Everything.
shock factor,
Yep.
putting feces on or throwing herself out the car when the car moving.
I forgot about that.
Baby,
And the way that guy was narrating the story, it was like
he was traumatized. He was distraught though.
but he was telling it in a very comedic fashion.
I think that comes from now this like I said, dealing with different people, talking to them like at work wise and stuff. It comes from trauma because a person that's normally not as dramatic, for them to this is their way to try to get you to see, to paint a picture without a paint. They want to let you know how traumatizing this is. Like, that man was destroyed. That messed him up. And now he like, but think about this, all the actions he was doing. Remember R. Kelly? I'm fighting for my life.
Right.
This is literally him saying, my life is on the line. I am fighting for my life. Like, y'all playing, this is my life.
Right. But he thought the statute of limitations had played out.
Well, this story is going on, like the point where we are now, it says he has 3 days to trial. So this is like building up to before his trial. So we don't know yet, like.
No, I mean, R. Kelly thought the statute of limitations had played out.
Yeah, but.
Because he said it on the video. He was like, if they wanted to get me, they should have been got me. It's too late.
Well, yeah, but I think at the point where with the Gayle King interview, I mean, he was about to,
Some more charges that came.
Yeah, he was right there about to be sentenced, or his trial and shit had happened. So that's why he like, I'm fighting, like y'all playing, and I'm fighting for my life.
What I'm talking about was
and then
before
she's
they
sitting there
even
like,
got a
Robert,
trial. Robert, chill out.
sit down, Robert.
I know you're tight. She looking at him like this dude that was
Like,
narrating
boy,
the story. I know you're tight.
Yeah, so
You're a narcissist.
that's what I'm comparing that R. Kelly doing to, because remember he was on the floor just punching, showing, like demonstrating how that woman was abusing that girl.
Man, so they went to the lengths of making that little girl stand against the wall for 8 hours because she wouldn't snitch and tell who you know, who you been around, where you come from.
But she wanted to know who you are. She
Who
like,
you in my house? How old are you really?
yeah. She say she needs to know because I don't believe that you say.
You can have this food, but you got to tell us. You come sit at the table
who you been
with
around.
us. But who you been around? Who you know? Man, that little girl. They say that little girl peed on herself. She defecated on herself.
And 8 hours shit she tied to. Then she got a handicap. You know, she ready to sit down or I would be tired of standing that long.
I don't think she probably stood that long. She probably kept coming over and saying, "Get up," because ain't no person in their right mind finna stand that long. But then he did say that woman was beating the crap out of that girl. So maybe
none of this is funny. I'm just laughing at the dramatizations and stuff of it.
It's
but
funny
I
because
know
I'm in disbelief that it happened.
Yeah, like you can't even make this shit up.
Yeah.
Like this I can't imagine being that uncomfortable under my own roof. And then this ain't even my biological child making me uncomfortable that I got to stick with.
But they've passed so many red flags to get this little girl, which that was crazy too. Like they had to have her. Like they went to this rinky-dink orphanage center in a shopping mall.
A strip mall, yeah. And they like, oh, it used to
you got 24 hours to take this little girl or somebody else gonna get her. Well, we knew that was a red flag, but we went with it. Like what?
Yeah, like I'll just take her.
Then they looking through the keyhole trying to see what they doing on the other side. Oh yeah, that's her. That's the other people. Then they didn't want to answer at the orphanage. They didn't want to answer any questions about what was her parents like, what was her life like.
A lot of adoptions,
it's a closed case.
Yeah, are closed like that. But a lot of adoptions, that's not abnormal. It's called closed adoption or open adoption. When it's open, then, like if I had a baby that I just couldn't take care of, but I knew when this child got older, I wouldn't mind them coming to find me, I would leave it open and like give her a picture of me. But if it's closed and I was something, I don't want nothing to do with this child, I don't want, don't even link back to me.
Why is that not a crime? That you brought somebody into this world that's going to be looking for you their whole life, their behavior is going to be
because what
bad.
people, I mean, not saying that it is right or wrong, but stuff happened. Imagine if somebody's father did something to him, or their uncle, or somebody close to him, and now it's just a shame on the whole family.
So what's worse? This is going to be touchy. The having an abortion to abort the baby, or the child being raised with strangers. No lineage, don't know who I am, don't know that story. All I know is I'm with this family.
But if this family
and
loves
then
you and
I
treat
find
you right,
out one day this ain't really my family. My mama out there somewhere. Every movie you watch, them people want to search for their family. And I think in real life, it's believable to put that in the movie because that's probably the sentiment. Like, I want to know what my real family, who I'm really related to.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to know, but then sometimes you find out and like, dang, this probably was the best situation for me.
Even though it was, the fact that you feel like my whole story is made up, I'm not really blood related to these people. They're my family. They treated me nice. I know them growing up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a tough one. It was one little
which
girl.
Is worse? It was a question. Which is worse?
I can't say.
The act of an abortion or the life that the child lives?
I'm gonna tell you this. There was another black girl. Remember we watched the story that she was kidnapped at birth. And then she had to end up telling her daughter that she kidnapped her. She was not her biological mother. That little girl, she looked at that woman like, this is my mama. She took care of me.
Right.
I don't know these people.
Right, but then the real mama came back. Did the real mama come back?
Yeah, she
looking for her daughter?
Well, they never stopped looking for her, but...
Right?
No, she was kidnapped at birth, and the parents were young.
I think I vaguely remember it.
We watched it together.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying that little girl ended up not feeling like that. Yeah, she got to know her birth mom and dad, but she looking at her like,
I don't know, you don't have no feelings towards you.
This is my mama. Even though she did that crime, I forgive her. She took care of me.
I remember we were watching it. That lady was stalking, and she couldn't find the little girl that she through the adoption, so she just kidnapped one. Right? Wasn't that the case?
She claimed she was pregnant, and I think she kept having miscarriages.
And she went up to the hospital and took that baby from the hospital.
Yeah, she was acting like she worked there.
Right. Well, I can't think of that lady's name that acted in that, but she was in...
Niecy Nash.
No, that wasn't Niecy Nash.
Well, the one I'm talking about.
The one that did the kidnapping.
So they had two versions kind of the same story,
Was it
but
like a
one of them was
lifestyle-
like a Lifetime.
movie? Yeah.
But one version had Niecy Nash.
I didn't see that. I remember the other one with the lady from Lovecraft Country, which you still ain't watched with me. What I gotta do for you to watch that movie? Man, it's not a movie, it's a series, but
Do something strange.
Write it down. I might give you time to think about it. I might do it.
Maybe I like recapping that movie with you. You gonna finish watching? I mean, it's not a movie. It's like a mini series.
And it got two seasons, so it goes on and on.
But that's what I was gonna say. I forgot that it happened, so they probably been documenting this
for a while
to follow the case.
She grown now.
She 32 or something else.
Man, because how old are you? Legally, I'm 32, but biologically, I'm 19. What did she say? She said I'm 20 or something. It was a far gap in age. Like 10, 15 years.
That was the wildest stuff ever. I mean, legally, I want to be 26, 27. No, that's can't age. I can't be that age. I want to be 32. Can I be 32?
You can be whatever you want to. It's all in your head.
Apparently, I could get my age changed if I want.
You can. It's simple. You got to prove to the judge that I'm literally this age. Man, if I can change my
I have
age.
underarm hair.
Right. That part.
Growing in different places.
That part.
I've had.
The way they dramatized when they found out, I don't know if it was she first came home and they went in the bathroom with her. They thought she was 6.
She was 6 years old.
And the wife said, "Husband, come in here. You got to see this."
And he knew them kind of screams. That's that I gotta come now scream. He said,
Right. He came.
I hope you know when your wife screaming saying you gotta come now.
Man, all your screams be Mac, Mac.
Whatever.
Whether you sleep,
Whatever.
Mac, awake, Mac.
Whatever. That is not true.
I don't tell a lie.
Anyway, he had to come see, and what he saw.
He said, "This
rock
girl
this
got
world.
pubic hair down there." Nah, on a 6-year-old, Sinead lost it. She lost it.
Baby, that took me out. Because I'm picturing me. I'm always picturing me like OMG, like what in the entire
She got a snapping, napping duck.
Damn it, baby, you were supposed to say that. Oh my God.
Man, yeah, she'd had to go that day. Somebody done lied. But what they do, they keep the process going. They were rich, had a lot of money. Maybe they felt guilty because, our life is so perfect and she didn't have a life like us. Let's just help her. Maybe she had some kind of disformity or something. She already a dwarf. Maybe that's what happens to dwarfs. They go through puberty early. But not a 6-year-old. Come on now. Put 2 and 2 together.
Man,
then they went to the
terrible.
hospital. They said, "Man, you got her over here in the children's ward, but she got breasts, she got pubic hair, she got them strong arms, and it clearly ain't no 6-year-old." She making sexual advances to the orderlies. She propositioning them for sex.
Oh
A
my
6-year-old
God.
doing all that? Come on now. Then they said when they caught her and they was like, after they found out she knew they had puberty, she just stopped talking.
Yeah, she stopped talking for 4 days. They said, no, baby. They had brought somebody around from that spoke her native tongue.
Right. Somebody, and she ain't no Slavic. No Slavic. They was like, we so.
She want to be busted.
Yeah, they was like, we want her to know somebody with a native tongue. Obviously, this little girl didn't.
She's never heard.
Natasha, what's her name?
Natalia.
Natalia didn't know a lick of
Yugoslavia. Or whatever they call it. And then remember when they said they had brought another little girl that had the same disease that she had?
That's when the jig was up.
Yeah.
It wasn't pubic hair. It wasn't the language. Well, the language. Plus, they put her next to that other little girl that really was sick.
They really was
had the
sick.
same symptoms she had. And they saying, looking at her facial features, this girl got an adult skull. This other little girl, she got rounded cheeks,
her face,
baby face.
Her head wasn't fully developed.
Wasn't fully developed.
And then they said, what else, baby? She tried to put some air in her cheeks to look like a little kid.
Who would think to do that?
They said she looked a good look good. She knew that they looked different.
And then they got 2 pictures of her. They got a picture of her next to her, like when she like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And then she got a picture.
Baby, you gotta look that way doing that. You gotta look.
Man, that was hilarious.
Man, that's the part that just got me.
And,
like,
and they still didn't try to take her back after that and get her out of there. Like, somebody done tricked me. But they did start. They did start doing an investigation. Yeah, and I think the police came. Didn't the police come after that?
Yeah, they've been calling people. I mean, that's the thing about it. Like, now y'all trying to convict these people, but they been screaming for help.
Right, something ain't right.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to get to the part where we thinking logically, why didn't he just take them back? It must have been something that happened, because they couldn't have gone through all of these extremes trying to do this and that for her and not say, okay, we're just going to try to take them back. They had to have tried something. Had to, before they decide, okay, we're going to emancipate your ass and put you in an apartment.
I think they did try to take her back, but the orphanage says they was looking for a mama. They wanted to know her real mama because they were trying to figure out her real age when they started that investigation. And they kept saying it was a closed case. Yeah,
then they found it and DNA tested her, found a woman that was her match, and she said that, whatever her version was. But
the doctor said she a dwarf.
Yeah, but the fact even that, why she never just tried to get her back? After all that was going on.
That woman said, I have 4 kids, and then there's Natasha. What? That's a loaded statement, ma'am. Yeah. Is she yours? Yes. Yeah. So why you don't say you got 5 kids?
Right.
I got 4 kids, and then there's Natasha.
Man, that's crazy, babe. The saga. Are you gonna be mad if I keep watching without you? Mm-mm. You like, go ahead. I'm done.
Go ahead. I done seen enough.
Yeah, you done checked out.
I've seen enough.
It's enough for you?
Yeah, I've seen enough.
But last night when you fell asleep, I was like, Matt got to see this. I needed you to see her pestering her neighbors.
Yeah, that was crazy too. Man, her neighbor said she had a body odor.
She wasn't washing her hair.
She wasn't washing her hair. Her hair was dirty. She had a bra strap. I can clearly see a bra strap. But she's playing with my 3-year-old son on the big wheel.
Man, the fact that...
And from a distance, it looked like 2 little kids playing.
It did. And the little kid liked playing with her. But the point, them people couldn't come home and decompress without her coming knocking at the door and stuff. Can you imagine? She was coming in. But can you imagine? I'd have just got off work and wanting to decompress.
Right.
And here come.
Yeah, she just walked in your door. They say she wasn't knocking. She was like Chucky.
She won't go straight to the little boy.
And she don't want to play with no little girls in the neighborhood. Only little boys. Competition. Now, she ain't had no competition because she had something that they didn't have.
Yeah, she did.
She was willing to do something that they wasn't going to do.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, I'm trying to take that off. So, when she cornered the man in the laundry room, he felt uncomfortable.
How is this little person making these adult people feel uncomfortable?
Yes.
That's the big question to me. Like, I don't kind of believe everything that they're saying.
Some stuff got to be exaggerated. But if you dealing with somebody, just imagine a kid that every annoying thing that they doing it out of shock value. Mm-hmm. They just trying to shock you. They trying to freak you out. Mm-hmm. And you get to the point where like, didn't I tell you to stop? And then you want to reprimand them or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the more she got reprimanded, the more she realized, oh, this working.
This attention.
Yeah. Whether it's good attention or bad attention. Mm-hmm. Now I got the attention. Mm-hmm. So that's what I think became like.
She got addicted to their attention. Because that's all she ever wanted, I'm pretty sure. She substituted the need for being validated and wanted, knowing her mom left or whatever to, I'll just take some attention.
Yeah.
Of any sort.
And I mean, just think about like in adoption, being adopted and stuff, you know, a lot of abuse happens in places.
What they said, she said, after she got dropped off by the old family, she went from one room to the next. Mommy, Daddy.
Yes.
How you got a connection with me already?
Because she trained, she know.
She trained.
That's manipulation.
That is manipulation.
But at the time, you wouldn't think it is.
Right.
But when you think back, like, she was programmed to do this. They
Somebody
told
taught
her what to
her,
do.
probably
Yeah.
the adoption agency.
Yeah, tell her
This is what parents like. This gonna make sure you get off to a good start.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it less uncomfortable.
And then the man's sister was like, shoot, she looked like she was my brother's child. She had the brown hair.
But that's all in their head.
Yeah, then she called him daddy. I mean, they just go together.
Mm-hmm.
That was a wild. Yeah, this was a good wrap up, Eric.
It was.
Thank you.
So y'all definitely go check it out. I know we should have said
watching.
This is definitely a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
So we're going to put that on the caption. Because we definitely told everything.
Man.
But it ain't like watching it yourself, though.
Right,
Let me tell you
not.
that.
I was up to like 1:30 this morning watching it, and you was knocked out.
I was out of there.
And I was trying. I was like, trying to not wake you up.
I know that was tough because you was laughing so loud when I was up.
Oh man, I was like, Mac got to see this. I can't keep watching this without Mac. That's how I felt.
Somebody else got to see this.
Yes.
My baby said, I had my phone in my hand, you know, just checking messages and whatnot. She said, Daddy, I've been wanting to watch this with you all day long. I said, come on, baby.
I ain't say all that, dog. I ain't say all that.
My baby said, I want your time. And I want us to watch this and enjoy it together.
It smells so good.
Thank you, baby.
I'm glad you know what that meant. You understood the assignment.
I did.
That was so freaking.
We're going to have to, you always pick them psychological, psycho thrillers, psychopaths from hell, what they went through, the abuse they endured, and the abuse that the other people endured. You don't know really who was the victim.
Man, that's what they leading us up to.
You don't know who's the victim because they have one episode titled "Who's Lying."
Yep.